what I'm doing, man. I have to do live stream. Ooh, I don't know what I'm doing. Just making video, shorts video. This year, just only two work I have, and other things like you have to do those things like pray 5 times a day, eat healthy, and exercise, sleep, shower. That's it. It's a daily routine. I mean, daily things you have to do, must do, the habit. And also I have to work. I mean, I have to goal this year. Just learn American English every single day. 5 hours, 10 hours, I don't know, whatever hours, by listening or by practicing speaking. And that's it. And make videos. That's it. Videos. Just a little bit, bro. What I'm gonna learn? I was learning what I was learning. Let's see the history. Man versus America. The nasal verbs. Man, men, man, man, men, men. I think it's too hot today. Not hot, but I'm feeling hot. ChatGPT will teach me how to pronounce this different part, and other things is language connection, expression, and lots of different things. And I need to use new things in my speaking skill. Man. Come on.
In this American English pronunciation video,
I think I've learned this one, but I'm gonna learn it again.
we're going to go over the difference between the words man and men.
Man and men. Man. Oh, man. This man. It's all right. Men. Those men. Those men.
These two words are
These two words
similar, but not the same.
Similar.
Thanks to those out there in the Rachel's English community who have suggested.
Please, Russell, could you teach all of us how to pronounce man and men? Woman, woman. Men. Okay. Man, men. Woman. And woman, woman. Thanks a lot. You were amazing.
This comparison. These words have a different vowel sound.
Different vowel sound, yeah. Different vowel sound. M-E-N, men. M-E-N, men. M-E-N, man. Man. Man.
Man has the a, and men has the e. But it's actually not.
But it's actually not quite as simple as just comparing these vowel sounds when.
Quite as simple as just comparing these vowel sounds. When the a vowel is followed by a nasal consonant, like n, the sound changes a little bit.
The sound changes a little bit. Well, I don't know why when I learn pronunciation and what they're telling, I don't know why I cannot process those things sometimes because my brain is distracted. because my brain is distracted. I need focus, bro. What the heck? What the heck is happening, bro? No way. Find the shit. Let's ask ChatGPT. When I start learning English, that time I cannot process what my teacher teaching. What the heck? I didn't ask you sentence correction. I asked you a question. Why it happens? I asked you a question. Man. Lack of vocabulary, fast listening. I understand what they're saying, but my brain sometimes don't work and can't process what they are saying. No, bro. Man. Bro. I understand. Sorry. What I'm gonna ask them. I understand native speakers what they're saying, but problem is when I watch entertainment or political videos on YouTube, when I watch American entertainment political videos on YouTube, that time I understand everything. But when I start learning on YouTube, that time my brain is like my brain does not work at all. Oh, now I understand clear, bro. You were saying you understand native speakers in entertainment and politics, but when it's time to learn from his teaching video, your brain just stops working, like it's shuts down. This is not about English skill; it's about your brain reacts in different situation. Here's what's actually going on. Entertainment, relaxed mode. When you watch movies, shows, and political debates, you're relaxed. You're not pressuring yourself to learn. You're enjoying and absorbing. Passive learning mode, which feels natural and smooth. Learning mode, equal pressure mode. When you open a lesson on YouTube, your brain goes into serious study mode. You expect yourself to focus hard, remember everything, improve. That pressure causes mental block or stress. Even though English is easier, your brain stops flowing because you are overthinking. Oh, overload and boredom. Some learning videos speak too slow and or unnaturally feel repetitive or not exciting. Don't challenge your real listening level. So your brain feels like this is boring. Why I'm here? Why am I here? And shuts down. Your problem is online. Your brain works best in real life natural English situation, not artificial study environments. Learn from entertainment itself. Use entertainment as your learning tool, like watch Friends or I don't know, Jimmy Kimmel. I don't know who is this. Pause, repeat what they say. Political debates, write down new words and now they use them. Use subtitle was oh man. Find words. Your English isn't weak, your learning method doesn't match your brain style. Mix learning with emotion. You're working, exercising, and doing something fun, and it's not tied to stress. Your English isn't weak. Your English method doesn't match your brain style. You learn better through real. Okay, my has come. Now I'm gonna eat and I'll listen the podcast. I'm gonna okay. It called Kisuri in our language. My uncle sent this to me. Just only Kichuri. Oh man, Alhamdulillah. I got this. And my Palestinian sisters, brothers and sisters, they don't have food. But I'm enjoying food in Bangladesh. What a coincidence, man. It shouldn't happen. Uh I have to listen something that's gonna help me to build my sorry, I'm gonna listen some English podcast where I'll learn about that would be the real danger of ChatGPT. What I'm gonna watch. My first English vlog. Thinks is he from United States? Yeah, he is. Really get fluent. Okay. So let's learn how to really actually get fluent. Let's learn words from him.
I always had a burning desire to push myself
That is
further,
a good idea.
and learning English has fueled that
That is
fire.
a good idea.
3,000 words. That's all you need to know for fluent English. In this series, that's exactly what we're doing, learning those 3,000 crucial words, and we are
Crucial
learning them
words.
in a fast and smart way.
It's
How does it
fast
work?
and-
Well, guys, follow along with the video as we make sentences using the words. The meaning of the words will be clear from context.
Bismillah.
Watch as you study, as you walk, relax, or even as you fall asleep at night. Okay, so try to copy my accent.
Try to copy my accent.
Copy my accent and my way.
Bro, I need a break, bro. I have to finish this. Without finishing it, I can't able to focus, you know? So break. Break. Break for eating. Bismillah. Alhamdulillah. Chilies. It's good for teeth, but I cannot eat, bro. It's spicy. ঘুম পারো খামুনি পরে খামুনি ঘুম পারবে না Okay, I'm back, bro. Many things in your life happen in your life that is unpredictable. Like today I've got food vuna kisuri. It's called vuna kisuri. It's all Allah's plan, bro. If you don't have any kind of control over it, that is total Allah's plan. Okay, I have to learn, bro. Get back to your seat and learn it. Oh shit. I'm checking something. Oh, it's good views, man. Huh? Okay. What should I do, man? Not this way. Not this way. What I'm doing, man. Blue, 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 blue. Okay. Let me focus, bro.
Of speaking. In other words, shadow me, right?
Shadow
And
me.
if one of the words in today's video is difficult or hard for you, write it down in the comments and save it for later. Today will be episode 6 of the series. We will learn words 501 through 600 of the 3,000 total words you need to know for English fluency. Guys, if we can get at least 1,000 likes on this video, I will continue the series. But if the video doesn't get 1,000 likes, the series ends here. So please support.
Okay. Today will be episode 6 of this series. We will learn words.
Support me and my work. It really means the world to me.
Support me and my work. Please support me and my work.
One quick like, one quick comment really helps me out. And with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump in. Once
Let's go
again,
ahead and jump in.
just listen.
Bro, I know all of this. I need to follow his series, man. How many series he made about this? This one. Ooh. Ooh, man. 100 plus vocab. Okay. What should I focus right now? Man, or min. And if to focus on this specific channel where I can. What is important? Vocabulary. Yeah, through vocabulary I could learn more. Know and meet. Avoid these common mistakes. The key to phrasal verbs. Okay.
I don't like writing essays, but
You don't like Okay, you don't like writing essays, but
here are
there
my marks for them.
Marks for
So,
them.
bestie, I'm going to tell it to you
learners. I want you to look at know and meet are common everyday verbs, but they are often confused by intermediate and even advanced English learners.
Really? Okay.
I want you to look at these 3 sentences. She doesn't know to cook.
She doesn't. Is it wrong?
I want to know Paris.
I want to know Paris. I would like to know.
I knew my husband at a party in college.
I knew my husband. I met my. I met my husband. I met my wife at a mosque in a city.
All of these sentences are incorrect, but why? If you're not sure why they're wrong, then keep watching because this lesson is for you.
This lesson is for you.
Today, I will review all of the most important rules you need to know to use each verb naturally and correctly in a sentence.
Naturally and correctly. Which microphone she is using, man?
We will discuss the most common mistakes that I hear all the time, and you'll learn some additional phrases for situations when you shouldn't use know or meet. I've also made a free PDF worksheet and a quiz for you to practice what you'll learn in today's lesson.
Okay. What they make PDFs? I don't know.
You'll find the link in the description below. Let's get started. Let's review the basic meaning of the word to know, which is to have information about something in your mind.
Yeah. She doesn't know how to cook. How it is wrong? How is it wrong sentence?
Here's a few examples of know plus a noun. Do you know the answer?
Do you know the answer? Answer, not answer. Do you know the answer? Do you know the answer?
I don't know his name.
I don't know his name. I don't know his name. I don't know his name. I don't know his name.
Everyone knows the words to that song.
Everyone knows the words to that song. Everyone knows the words to that song. Everyone knows the words to the song. Words to that song. Words to that song. Everybody knows the words to that song.
You can also use know plus a WH word plus a clause.
Clause? What is
Just
clause?
to review, a clause is a group of words that has, at minimum, a subject and a verb.
A group of words with a subject and a verb.
For example, do you know where the meeting is?
Do you know where the meeting is? This is the cause. The meeting is, meeting is, meeting is, meeting is, meeting is.
We don't know who wrote this letter.
We don't know who wrote this letter. We don't know who wrote this letter. We don't know who do we don't know. We don't know. We don't know who wrote this letter. Who wrote this letter? We don't know who wrote this letter. We don't know who wrote this letter. We don't know who wrote this letter. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. I don't know. Who wrote this letter?
Do you know what time it is?
Do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? Time it is. Do you know what time it is? Do you know what time it is? Do you know? You don't know who wrote this letter. You don't know.
We don't know who.
We don't know. We don't know. You don't know who wrote this letter. Who wrote this letter? Who wrote this red letter? Who wrote this letter? Who wrote this letter, bro? Who wrote this letter? We don't know. I don't know.
Who wrote this letter? Do you know what time it is?
Do you know what time it is?
We also use know to express that we are sure or unsure about
We are sure or unsure about something. Unsure about something.
something. You often
Okay, I have a little more question. I need to see that question. Did you subscribe to him? Yeah.
অনন্যা বাংলাদেশের প্রথম ও
Ananna, but Ananna. Okay. What I wanna search? How to structure English sentence like native speaker. Improving your accent, drop your jaw more. Drop your jaw more. Drop your jaw more. Ah, oh, ah. Advanced sentence structure.
I'm Vanessa from SpeakEnglishWithVanessa.com. Are you ready to speak advanced English? Let's talk about it.
No. Sound more fluent and natural with linking.
Hi guys, this is the Clear English Corner, and I'm Keenan, your personal American English pronunciation coach.
Man, lots of codes out there. They're teaching American English. That's totally fine. And I need to watch one by one. First, who is the one number one? She, Mariel. Did I finish her? D with an American accent. Okay, a few more videos left. Today I'm gonna watch her. First, I have to finish that. And also I need to finish this phrasal. The key to phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs. The key to phrasal verbs. You don't know? Absolutely right. You were right. Absolutely right.
often see this with a conjunction like that or if plus
That or if.
a clause. I know he's a hard worker.
I know he's a hard worker. I know he's a hard worker. I know he's a hard worker. I know he's a hard worker. I know he's a hard worker.
Keep in mind that when you're introducing a clause, the word that is optional, especially in spoken English.
Especially in
I don't
spoken
know
English.
if this is a good idea.
I don't know if this is a
Basically,
good
I'm
idea.
unsure if this is a good idea.
I don't know if this is a good idea. I'm unsure. Unsure. I don't know if this is a good idea. Unsure. Bro, study mode is really I need to focus. Why in study time, study time, study? Man, study something, learning something is really hard because your brain needs that mode, study mode. But I don't have right now. That's why I'm getting distraction again and again. I want to focus on that. That is my intention. But I'm losing my focus. Okay, when I'll lose my focus, then I will do breathe exercise. That will help me to relax my mind and brain. I think I overthink too much when I learning English. Learning study mode is really you need, bro. Study mode. Oh man, study mode. I need study mode. Okay. Learn her. I don't know if this is a good idea. If this is a good idea. I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't know if this is a good idea. If this is a good idea.
How do you know?
How do you know? How do you know? How do you know?
This is a very common expression for when you want to
expressions. Okay, I have one more question to ChatGPT. Okay, I have to ask a question to ChatGPT. How many expression do I need to learn if for American accent? To natural English with an American accent is speaking fluently. You don't need to memorize a fixed number of expression, but here is a smart guide. Core goal: learn expressions that are actually used in everyday American conversation. Here's words to focus on. Must know expression. 50 to 100 expressions. Like these are daily expression Americans are use consistently. What's up? What's up? What's up, bro? Sup, bro? No way. No way. That makes sense. That makes sense. That doesn't make sense. I'm done, bro. I'm down. I'm down. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Okay. It's number second, phrasal verbs. 152 to 100. Americans use phrasal verbs a lot. Examples: pick up, hang up, hang out, figure out. I use it. Pick up, bro. Pick it up, Figure it out, bro. Figure it out. Hang out, bro. Just hang out. Aim for 150 152 to 100 common phrasal verbs, idioms and slangs. Oh man, here's the crucial part. Used in actual speech, movies, social media. Break the ice, hit the sack, spill the tea. I didn't. I even. I have. How to say that? I never heard of this in my life. Right now I'm seeing that. Idioms and slang expression, intonation and sentence stress. This is just as important as expressions. Americans use rising tone for questions. You like? You okay? Okay, it called intonation. 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 Stressing keywords. I really need the role. It's called stressing keywords. I really need that now. Practice with audio shadowing daily. I really need that now. That now. Total. If you want to speak like an American, 300 to 400 expressions, phrases, and idioms and phrasal verbs. You need to learn. Focus on pronunciation, rhythm, tone. Super important for accent. Yeah. Do you want a list of the top expression to get to start? Not right now. That was my question, bro. That was my question. I got my answer. Okay, it's important to learn expressions in American accent because I'm learning American accent. If you're learning British accent, so you need to search British expressions. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead to learn British accent. Sorry, learning American accent. Oh, you didn't see that? Shit, man. What's going on? Okay, no problem. No problem. No problem. It's crazy though, huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I asked to ChatGPT. One more question I had to ask. Oh yeah, one more question, bro. Where is that question goes? Oh, this one. I have to ask this question to ChatGPT. I need to ask ChatGPT to one more question. I need to ask one more question to ChatGPT. How to structure English sentence like native speaker. Okay, to structure English sentences like a native speakers, you need to master natural sentence flow, common patterns, and intonation logic. Okay, it's called intonation logic. Here is a practical guide broken into 5 clear steps with examples. Number 1, master basic sentence structure. Subject plus verb plus object is the most common structure in English. She eats rice. I watch Netflix. They play football. At time, place, manner in this word. Native speakers often use this word to add details. Like, I studied English seriously at home last night. He drives carefully on the highway every morning. It called at time, place, manner in this order. Use contractions like natives. Native English almost always uses contractions. Native English always uses contractions like I'm not sure. She'll be fine. They've gone. Contraction. It called contraction. Yeah, it's called contraction. Use sentence starters or filler naturally. Like natives often begin sentences with linking words even informally. Honestly, I don't know. Well, I guess that's fine. Actually, he's right. He's right. Well, I guess that's fine. Well, I guess that's fine. Well, I guess that's fine. Speak in thought chunks, natural phrasing. Think in ideas, not individual words. Use intonation groups instead of I want to go out, but it's raining. It's raining. Say I wanna go out, but it's raining. I wanna go out, but it's raining. Break long sentences into similar chunks with pauses. Example upgrade. Bangla style thinking too direct. Okay, today I go to school and my friend give me pen. Oh, this is Bangla style thinking. Oh man, he's learning about myself, man. I told him. I mean, ChatGPT is seriously very good to personalize yourself. I mean, if you give him information about you, he will give you an answer in that mindset. So yeah, it's called training. I went to native style version. I went to school today and my friend gave me a pen. Oh yeah, that's a native style version. I went to school today. I went to bathroom today and my friends locked the door. Bonus tip, practice these native sentence types. Opinion. I think it's great. I've never tried that before. Habit. I usually wake up at 7. Reason, because I was tired, I went home early. Condition. If it rains, we'll stay inside. Would you like to short daily practice on this or want to check your sentence for native feel? Bro, learning through this structure, I think it's better for my study mood. So right now I'm gonna read lots of articles. I'm gonna read lots of articles. That'll be fine. Okay, go to Medium. That is my today's plan to learn through. Sorry, bro. Sorry. Oh man. What the heck? What? It doesn't show me. Oh me. Oh me. Oh man. Oh. What's going on, bro? What's going on? What's going on, man? Bro, I wanna... Okay, no problem. I will add this one. Medium. Medium, medium, medium. Medium. It called Medium. The language hub. One editor. Okay. 3 days ago, German doesn't bite a survival guide in chapter. Okay, I'm gonna read this one. Should I zoom in? I should, and I need to keep here. Yeah. A thorough guide to becoming multilingual, part 6. The soundscapes of language, why they matter. Yes, even more grammar. This story is a part of a series of essays on the current scientific understanding of foreign language learning. I distill from hundreds of hours of research the findings I deem most valuable for self-learners. I always, with personal tasks, the texts aspire to be rigorous as much as entertaining. Take a few deep breaths before you dive in. By now, I also feel the need to add the following. I write to Chisel Charity clarity out of things that seem inaccessible to me at first. It's a long, slow, sometimes tedious, mostly pleasurable process when or where shortcuts would lead me away from my goal, not closer to it. The point is, for me, the writing is the point, so I don't use AI for my writing process at all, including for things like asking for alternative ways to say something I have already written. That's exactly where the sizzling happens after all. And no, my tendency to start sentences with "and" is not a dead giveaway, neither is my frequent use of the em dash. It's just a sign that I like its off effect on the flow of words. You sit in a window-glazed room wearing DJ grad headphones, your eyes closed, your attention focused on a simple task. Out of 3 abstract sounds you hear, you must name the odd on out, the one that is every so subtly different. What is a subtly? Subtly. Subtly different than, oh, what is this? Subtly means. What does that mean, bro? What does that mean? Asking to ChatGPT. Whole day I should speak in English and I will improve it, bro. I'm gonna improve hardly. Whole time I need to speak in English. Whole time. Subtly.
Subtly.
Subtly. The adverb subtly describes something that's done in a delicate or understated way. You could subtly suggest to your best friend that a bread mint might taste good rather than telling her straight out that she's got terrible breath. When you do something subtly, okay, the adverb subtly describes something that's done in a delicate or understated way. You could subtly suggest it to your best friend that a bread mint might taste good rather than telling her straight out that she's got terrible breath. When you do something subtly, you do it quietly and indirectly, like subtly criticizing your mom's choice of beachwear. If you smile subtly, it's a small, mysterious Mona Lisa type smile rather than wide open one. There are two tricks to the word subtly. First, when you add the "ly" to the word subtle, the e gets dropped. Second, don't confuse subtly with subtlety, a noun meaning the state of being subtle. Subtle. Something that is subtle is not obvious. A professional food tester might be able to perceive subtle difference of flavor that most people don't notice. So delicate or precious. Oh, you are so precious, man. As to be difficult in a ways or describe. Its language expresses rich and subtle meanings. I think ratings will improve a lot. I don't know why I don't feel well, man. Saddle. I did 1 hour. Whole day I have to do live stream on this platform and just make videos whole day just about learning American accent, what they're thinking, what's their expressions. Don't be lazy, man. Ooh. Oh man. Oh me. I mean, studying English is easy, but getting that mood is really hard for me. Subtle. Don't be upset with having perfect English accent. Can I play audio here? Yes, I can.
Don't be obsessed with having a perfect English accent. There is something more important than your accent.
Accent. T.
The first thing many new English learners focus on is sounding like natives. They forget about learning the language itself and put all their effort into the accent. To them, sounding like a native matters more than being clear.
To them, sounding like a native matters more than being clear.
They shift their learning process from acquiring all the language elements
They shift their learning process from acquiring all the language elements to merely
concentrating on the musicality of the language.
Bro, it's great, bro. I could practice like this. I can.
Language. As a result, they waste years pretending to be natives with weak vocabulary and grammatical structures.
As a result, they waste years pretending to be natives with weak vocabulary and grammatical structures.
1. Why does this obsession with accent happen?
1. Why does this obsession with accent happen?
As English learners, most of us were fascinated by
the way natives speak.
I remember when I started
learning English.
3 years ago. I was dumbfounded by the way English speakers spoke in movies. Their pronunciation was smooth and
very
musical.
Very musical.
I thought pronouncing the language the way
natives do was the only struggle.
Natives do was the only struggle I would face. I thought that mastering the accent was the
ultimate sign of fluency.
ultimate sign of fluency. To me, the accent was everything.
To me, accent was everything. The accent was everything. It felt like the key that would open the door to sounding like native and to being
everything. It felt like the key that would open the door to sounding like a native and to being seen as proficient. So, I focused intensely on mimicking natives. I tried to copy every intonation, every rhythm, every small...
I tried to copy every intonation. Intonation is important. I've learned it. Intonation, every rhythm, every small detail in their speech.
Small detail in their speech.
In their speech, in their speech, in their speech, in their speech.
Speech. I watched interviews. Interviews. Repeat.
I watched interviews. Repeated after movie lines. Even tried to imitate the pauses, facial expressions.
Even tried to imitate the pauses and facial expressions.
But in doing so, I forgot something important. Language is more than just an accent. It's about a connection.
Expressions. But in doing so, I forgot something important. Important. Language is more than just an accent.
Language is more than just an accent.
Accent. It's about...
Language is more than just an accent.
About connection, expression, and understanding.
It's all about connection, expression, and understanding.
Understanding. I was so caught up in chasing the perfect accent that
I was so caught up in chasing the perfect accent that I ignored the natural process of learning a language.
I overlooked vocabulary.
I overlooked vocabulary,
grammar, and real
grammar,
communication.
and real communication. I overlooked vocabulary, grammar, and real communication.
Communication. Looking back,
I realized that my obsession with accent came from a desire to sound like a real English speaker.
Realized that my obsession with accent came from a desire to sound like a real English speaker. But true fluency doesn't
come from sounding native.
Doesn't come from sounding native.
Native, bro, not native. Native. So, but true fluency doesn't come from sounding native. But true fluency doesn't come from sounding native. But true fluency doesn't come from sounding like a native. Come from sounding native.
Native. It comes from being able to think, feel.
It comes from being able
feel
to
and express yourself in the language, with or without the perfect accent.
Perfect accent.
2. What actually matters.
What actually matters.
Above all, is a
Language, above all, is a
tool for communication. The most important thing is to be as clear as possible. In a conversation, your words must be uttered clearly, and the words you hear must be clear as well. Another important aspect is the clarity of your ideas. Your ideas should be easy to understand and free of unnecessary.
Can I do it in dark mode, bro? I need dark mode. Dark mode. Bro, where is dark mode? Where is dark mode, bro? Dark mode for medium. The mobile app includes dark mode feature. For desktop, you'll need to browse extension there. Oh man, I need extension for this. There's no dark mode here. In settings, dark mode. Where's dark mode, man? Okay, but it's not darker. So that's the problem here. Dark mode. I'm sorry, I can't show this stuff to you. I need a dark mode, bro. I need dark mode. Okay, forget about that. Forget about that. Just learn it, your things. Bro, literally,
Don't be obsessed with having a perfect English accent.
Don't be obsessed with having a perfect English accent. That is crazy accent, man. That is crazy. So I'm gonna listen this one carefully. I'm gonna listen this one carefully. So it will give me knowledge. You know? I wanna just listen. I wanna just listen, bro. Get specify Chrome extension. Okay, buddy. Okay.
Accent. There is something more important than your accent.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay.
Don't be obsessed with having a perfect English accent.
Oh, here you go.
Accent. There is
The fuck, man?
something more important.
Bro, do it from again. I wanna just listen it, bro. Okay.
Don't be obsessed with having a perfect English accent. There is something more important than your accent. The first thing many new English learners focus on is sounding like natives. They forget about learning the language itself and put all their effort into the accent. To them, sounding like a native matters more than being clear. They shift their learning process from acquiring all the language elements to merely concentrating on the musicality of the language.
Okay.
As a result, they waste years pretending to be natives with weak vocabulary and grammatical structures. 1. Why does this obsession with accent happen? As English learners, most of us were fascinated by the way natives speak. I remember when I started learning English 3 years ago, I was dumbfounded by the way English speakers spoke in movies. Their pronunciation was smooth and very musical. I thought pronouncing the language the way natives do was the only struggle I would face. I thought that mastering the accent was the ultimate sign of fluency. To me, the accent was everything. It felt like the key that would open the door to sounding like a native and to being seen as proficient. So, I focused intensely on mimicking natives. I tried to copy every intonation, every rhythm, every small detail in their speech. I watched interviews, repeated after movie lines, even tried to imitate the pauses and facial expressions. But in doing so, I forgot something important. Language is more than just an accent. It's about connection, expression, and understanding. I was so caught up in chasing the perfect accent that I ignored the natural process of learning a language. I overlooked vocabulary, grammar, and real communication. Looking back, I realized that my obsession with accent came from a desire to sound like a real English speaker. But true fluency doesn't come from sounding native. It comes from being able to think, feel, and express yourself in the language, with or without the perfect accent. 2. What actually matters. Language, above all, is a tool for communication. The most important thing is to be as clear as possible. In a conversation, your words must be uttered clearly, and the words you hear must be clear as well. Another important aspect is the clarity of your ideas. Your ideas should be easy to understand and free of unnecessary complexity. They should be organized coherently and expressed with correct grammar. As long as these conditions are met, everything else is secondary. It doesn't matter whether your accent sounds native or not. What matters is that your words are spoken clearly and understood easily. A message said with your own natural, clear accent is far more valuable than one forced into a native-like rhythm that feels unnatural or hard to follow. Fluency isn't about copying someone else's voice or perfecting every intonation. It's about expressing yourself comfortably and being understood with ease. Accent is just the surface, but real communication goes deeper. What actually matters is whether the message is passed successfully from one person to another. If this is done, then communication has fulfilled its purpose. The rest, like style and rhythm, don't really matter. 3. English is a global language. English is becoming more and more international.
Yes.
British and American accents aren't the only ones out there. Wherever the language spreads, its accent adapts. It blends with the local dialects to produce a slightly different accent. Most of the time, this happens naturally. That is to say, the English speakers in that region didn't intend to distort the original language. The problem isn't in creating a new accent, it's in pronouncing words in a way that others can't understand. As long as a speaker pronounces words clearly, the accent isn't a big deal. In fact, trying to sound exactly like a native speaker can sometimes be unnecessary pressure. People speak English today in every corner of the world, each with their own way. What matters is not how native you sound, but how well you're understood. Communication doesn't ask for perfection, but rather for clarity. A slight accent is not a problem. It's just a sign of where you come from. There is no single correct English anymore. There are many kinds, and all of them are valid, as long as they help people connect. 4. The downside of accent obsession. Your obsession with accent doesn't mean you will speak like a native. You will spend years mimicking native speakers and trying to have a perfect accent. You will neglect vocabulary, grammar, and fluency, only to end up with an unnatural accent. Then, after a long time, you'll find that your progress is slow. You aren't speaking the language in a natural way, but rather just mimicking what others say. You lack both a broad vocabulary and strong grammatical structures to help you speak with ease. Since you've spent most of your time mimicking, you won't have developed the ability to express your own ideas. That may really disappoint you and make you insecure. You may start to avoid speaking altogether, afraid of making mistakes or not sounding native enough. You may compare yourself constantly to others and feel stuck. This obsession takes away the joy of learning. Instead of using the language to express your thoughts, use it to chase its musicality, and the more you chase, the more distant it feels. In the end, the goal is not to become someone else. It's to speak in your own voice with confidence and clarity. 5. What to focus on instead. Focus on improving your whole language package, and the accent will follow naturally. In fact, when you speak in English, you speak with a certain accent. The accent you develop depends largely on the content you consume. If you watch films, series, and YouTube videos in an American accent, and listen to music and podcasts in the same accent, you'll start speaking with that accent by osmosis. You can't speak with a British accent in such cases unless you're forcing it. Thus, consume the language with a clear pronunciation of the accent you want to speak and don't care too much about the rest. Try to focus instead on having a clear pronunciation that is correct and easy for all English speakers to understand, improving your vocabulary daily so that you can discuss and understand a variety of topics, learning essential grammatical rules to convey ideas accurately, speaking the language as much as you can, and never limiting yourself to just input. This way, you'll develop not just an accent, but true fluency.
Oh, sorry, I'm muted, but I'm muted. Okay, try to focus instead on having a clear pronunciation that is correct and easy for English speakers to understand. Okay, my sister's calling me. Hello.
এই আম্মুর রিপোর্টের ছবিগুলো তুই তুলে পাঠাতো ছবি কি তো পাঠাতে বুঝি না
কি তুলে পাঠামো?
হ্যালো আম্মুর রিপোর্টের ছবি
আচ্ছা, পাঠাচ্ছি। Okay, I need to click a photo. That would be afraid of. I need to click this. Click photos, pictures of my mother's report. So give me some time. One. Other one. Two. Man. The other one. Three. Am I done? This one. This one is really crazy though. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Okay. There you go. Done, bro. What is happening? I'm down to the earth, man. So right now I have to send all of this picture to my sister. This. Okay, got it. I did it. Done, bro. Done. It's improving your vocabulary daily so that you can discuss and understand a variety of topics. Learning essential grammar rules to convey ideas accurately. Speaking the language as much as you can and never imitate yourself to just input. This is where you will develop not just an accent but true fluency. It's like crazy, man. Then I should focus on vocabulary, you know? I should focus on vocabulary. Oh man, I have to upload this video. Anyone is watching me? Anyone is watching me? And not, bro. Oh me. I'm not feeling well because I mean I ate spicy chilies, that's why in my stomach it's like heating issue, has heating. How to say that? গরম হয়ে যাচ্ছে. I need to search some chat GPT. আমার পেট গরম হয়ে যাচ্ছে কারণ আমি মরিচ খেয়েছিলাম. My stomach is getting hot because I ate chili. My stomach is getting hot because I ate chili. Subtle, bro. Subtle things. Subtle things. Subtle things. Subtle things. Stomach. English, French, Chinese, English. There's more speaking than learning new vocabulary. If I can do that, then I will learn one more thing. How to create a life you love. No magical thinking required. When I was working as an attorney, I threw up almost every day before work. So many mornings I would vomit in the sink and then look at myself in the mirror. I looked awful. I was miserable. That career path was slowly killing me. That life was another lifetime ago. I closed the doors of my small law firm more than 13 years ago. These days, I wake up excited, I sing in the shower, I annoy my teenagers with my energy, with getting ready for the day. I'm not even a morning person. I have built a life I love, not through manifestation or magical thinking. I have built my current life through trial and error. Happiness doesn't come from vision boards or birthday wishes. Happiness comes from intentionally creating a life you love. It comes from taking responsibility for your life. While I don't even believe in magical thinking of manifesting, I do believe our brains have far more power than we understand. But changing anything in your life requires you to take action, not just vibes. It requires you to take responsibility. Bad things happen. Sometimes those things are your fault and sometimes you are not. Often things happen to you because of complex systems you have no control over or voice in. However, if you want a life filled with joy, you have to take responsibility for all of it. What happens to you may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility. The only alternative is to live life as a permanent victim of your circumstances. Taking responsibility doesn't mean trying to control everything. Much of what happens to you, maybe most of what happens, is beyond your control. If you want to be miserable, spend all of your time trying to control everything. Taking responsibility means taking charge of solving your problems without worrying about who is to blame. I have some mental health issues, including an anxiety disorder. It's not my fault that I have an anxiety disorder, but it's my responsibility to deal with it. Taking responsibility has meant working with therapists and doctors. It has meant developing coping mechanisms. I take long daily walks because it helps regulate my nervous system, and it allows me to manage my mental health without medication. For now, last year, my main source of income, freelance writing, was under serious threat. In 1 week, I lost 3 clients to AI. My contract contacts for 2 of the clients told me AI was cheaper, and even though my work outperformed AI, the price difference was too steep that their bosses wanted to eliminate all freelancer and internal marketing team members. In the case, what is that? In that case, the problem was partly my fault. I had gotten lazy and let those 3 clients believe that all I did was right for them, making me easy to replace. I took responsibility and retooled that part of my business. Today, freelancing is more profitable than ever for me. I love working with my clients, and I've taken the time to make the way I freelance AI proof. How is the weather? Angolo means to brag. Can't see rain's beauty. Why you can control? You cannot control mass in this world. Technological advancements, political upheaval, and natural disasters are all outside your control. All outside your control. But if you adopt a posture of radical responsibility, you will find you can always control 3 things. You can control your attitude, your effort, and you can choose to love. With a good attitude and good willingness to work through hard things, you can build a life that you love. Attitude, golden glow filters, true stand of sturdy pine trees. A quiet evening. The first step is to control your attitude. Nah. Emotions are complicated, especially if you have a mental illness. Even though I live with anxiety, I can still control my attitude. It isn't easy. Everything from social media to my own broken brain is pulling on my emotions, trying to get me to freak out, become enraged, to get discouraged. Learning to be calm doesn't mean becoming a robot. You are allowed to feel your feelings. You should feel upset when you go through upsetting things, but it's up to you to learn how to get back to a state of calm. You cannot make good decisions when you are upset. The more you practice calmness, the easier it becomes. After years of trying to stay calm and focused on the present, I have learned how to stabilize my mood. I still have anxiety attacks from time to time. My anxiety still gets the better of me, but I have learned how to have a better attitude even while I'm part of anxiety. If you want to love your life, you have to be kind of person you want to be around. Complaining about everything that is going wrong will not change your circumstances. It won't even make you feel better. Chronic complaining is a form of self-sabotage. It's the opposite of taking radical responsibility for your life. When you are annoyed with something, instead of complaining, you should ask yourself if it is under your control. If you can change whatever is annoying you, put your energy towards fixing the problems instead of complaining. Yeah, I have to do that. Because my problem is right now I can focus on what they're teaching us. Because I think a lot about when I watch them. I think about YouTube channels, how they're talking. I mean, I think a lot of things when I watch them, when I was teachers. Okay. If you cannot change what is annoying you, you need to let go of your frustration. Accept the situation for what it is and move on to making other areas of your life better. Building a life you love isn't about being happy all the time. It's about deciding what you allow to influence your mood and direction. Choose someone to serve. Mindset migration. A pair of geese rest apart from the noisy folks. It is up to you to create a life you love. Nobody else can do it for you, but you also cannot create a life you love on your own. I'm an introvert. I consider myself a happy hermit, but even I need other people to help create the life I love. The good news is that this doesn't mean being in a relationship you can create a life you love. If you're single, married, divorced, living with someone else, or living with several other people, the key isn't your relationship status. The key is finding someone to serve. You cannot create a life you love by being selfish all the time. You need one or more people you love to serve. This means you do something for someone without remuneration and without expecting recognition. There are no rules for who you can serve. Well, that's up to you. As life of fulfillment requires you to give of your time and talents to make someone else's life better. Service has a way of putting your problems into perspective. It increases your sense of gratitude and allows you to build connections with other people. We are a social species. Connecting with other people helps our brains work more efficiently. There are so many people that need your help. Service doesn't have to anything big. You can help your elder neighbor by taking down their garbage. You can pick up litter in a local park. Life gets better when it's not all about you. Making mistakes and try again. A summer sunrise. Kisses melting mountain peaks. Fire in morning sky. If you want to create life you love, you have to be willing to screw up. You won't get it right the first time. You probably won't get it right the 10th time. Often we only find the right path in life because of our mistakes. I would never have found a career as writer and illustrator who makes money online if I hadn't made a spectacular failure out of previous businesses. You can let a few mistakes keep you from continuing to strive for a better life. You aren't willing to crash a few times, you will never learn to ride a bike. If one skinned knee is going to stop you from trying, you will never experience the joy of racing downhill under your own power. As the wind rushes past your face, creating a life that you love isn't about being perfect. It's about being open and honest with yourself. Jen time travel is always content with now. Whenever, I don't know what she's saying on this picture. Decide you love your life. Oh, I lied. This is such a great pitch. Thank you so much for sharing this. Great article. Thank you for a decision to love your life. Seems to me just most important person can make. Okay, the last step is the hardest for most people. It's loading, bro. Buffering. The last step is the hardest for most people. You have to consciously decide that you love your life. Yeah, I love my life because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of God. This is as close to magical thinking as a God. Having a good attitude makes your life more pleasant. Even it doesn't change your external circumstances. Most of us struggle with believing we love our life because we obsess over all of the things that are going wrong, and we obsess over all of the things we haven't done yet. If you decide you love your life, you will find it easier to make other decisions that make your life even better. You have to decide that you have created a life you love, even you don't like many of the past decisions you've made. This isn't fake it until you make it. This isn't fake it until you make it. Fake it until you make it. Fake it until you make it. Until you make it. This giving up. This is giving up on perfectionism and choosing to love yourself. Creating a life that you love means focus on the present and learning that the past and the future are out of your control. Even after you have created a life that you love, you still have bad days. Some days you still wake up and won't be feeling it. Sometimes, some days, someone will near end you because they are on their cell phone. You get to decide if these are simple speed bumps or if they're off ramps to a life of anger, bitterness, and frustration. Having a life that you love is not about having a dream job, the right income, or being in a relationship. Building a life you love is about learning to be the kind of person you wanna be around. It's about choosing to be someone who solves problems instead of complaining about them. I know you have what it takes to build the kind of life that fills you with joy. What are you gonna do today to start creating a life that you love? It's crazy article, bro. Should I follow him? Follow him. I think most important thing I'm right now learning about speaking without any stop in English. I don't know. Right now, I figured out that I know. Right now, I found this method to, to get fluency. This fluency means speaking clearly and without any, you know, what it called. Oh, sometimes my brain goes blank. I mean, what I'm saying is, if I regular just read 5 hours a day, just articles, if I read that, then I think my mouth will train like I can speak in English properly. I mean, I can pronounce it properly, and that won't give me any what disadvantage. I mean, I'll get lots of benefit through reading, because right now my mouth movement, my mouth placement, how my mouth is work, how I speak in English, so that gonna change. That will be changed, because you know how I've learned my mother language. I can talk whole day in my mother language because I trained my mouth to say, and train my mouth and brain to speak in that language. So if I train my brain every single time to speak in English, I mean, I don't speak, I mean, that time I won't speak in English, but I will read the English articles, then it will help me a lot to build my mouth muscle to speak English without any hesitation, without I mean, what's the opposite word of confident? I mean, it won't give you, I mean, it will give you confidence after you read whole day, because end of the day you need to speak in English. So if you are not, you know, immediately giving answer in English, then it might be a problem. If you know English very well, you know all of these expressions, annotation, sorry, not annotation is the part of the speaking. So I mean, you don't speak frequently, but you are learning English and your English is great than me, then I'm gonna say you, if you wanna speak in English fluently, then just read articles every single day. I mean, I have to do that. I'm gonna do it. Then I think I will get that level that I need to speak. I mean, I won't be stuck while I'm speaking. I think that I need, because I've seen a lot of people who speaks really good in camera and they're making video, and they don't understand, bro, because they all time thinking English and reading English, speaking in English, because they practice a lot. So if you practice, I mean, if you train your mouth just reading English, then I think it will help you to speak in English. That I found right now. That is I'm found right now, because if you always like silent, you don't speak English, but you are learning English, how to speak in English, then it won't help you. It won't help you. That I've seen, bro. If I always like, if I watch English videos on my stream where they're teaching what is wrong, what is how to pronounce it, what is wrong in English, what is right in English, and how to speak in English, and what is the correct grammar, what is the vocabulary meaning. If you learn all that but you don't speak, then it won't help you to build your muscle memory or brain, because you need to speak in English. So that's why you need to reading. It will help you to speak, I mean, like reaction, you know, immediate reaction. Key. Immediate reaction, bro. I mean, like when you hurt by something, I mean, hit by something with your body, you do immediate reaction with, I mean, if someone hits you, you do immediate action, I mean reaction with your I mean language, how it happens, because you train your brain like that. If they hate you, you will get reaction and you'll explore, I mean you will express the reaction. So that's why I'm gonna say, I mean, you build your memory to speak, through reading. I think I have to do that. I have to do that through reading. So I'm gonna reading also per day 2 hours, 3 hours, and whole day. I need to reading, bro. Reading is important thing. It will help you to build it. Right now I speak too fast. I think, yeah. That's it, bro. I'm gonna read another one. Ah, right now reading is important for me. Speaking skill. I want to be clear about lots of things. Oh man. Okay, teaching reading is important. Teaching school-aged students about the world of freelancing, rethinking careers beyond the 9 to 5. Dreaming is a form of planning. In a world where the world of work is rapidly changing from the predictable patterns to dynamic portfolios, the model of education where students passively receive knowledge to feed neatly into a job feels out of touch with what happens in the world of work. The freelance economy is booming. I've been a freelance educational consultant for over 6 years. In that time, I've learned a whole range of skills that I wasn't taught at school or university. I developed them through experience and networking with others. There are many types of jobs open to freelancers, from graphic designers and digital marketers to educators and developers, but I've often wondered if the school system is preparing students well for this pathway into work. From linear jobs to looping journeys. I was at school in England from 1906 to 1978. I had a lot of fun at primary school. I loved working on projects. I enjoyed cooking simple dishes. খালা বলেন। Hello? ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম। বলেন। কেরা যাবি? হ্যাঁ। ও যাই যাই তা কন নিয়ে যাবি নি? আচ্ছা, দেখিনি তো এই পাশে। Okay. I had a lot of fun at primary school. I loved working on projects. I enjoyed cooking simple dishes. I was never any good at producing artwork that looked good, so singing was the way I realized my creativity. In secondary schools, I had lots of academic subjects to learn and take exams in, and there wasn't much room for creative activities I had enjoyed in primary school. I was told by my teachers back in the 1970s that education was preparation of life and a future career. If I was lucky, I might have the chance to go to university and build a good career later on. So I was prepared for a stable career that I would fit into for the whole of my life. I carry a career which had a clear track, fixed schedules, and long-term employers, but I didn't fit into this mold. I changed careers several times. First I was a computer programmer, then I moved into the world of auditing, then finally I ended up as a teacher. Now I work for myself, and my freelancing flips the script, and I was fed at school about the world of work. For me, freelancing requires self-direction, client negotiation, and project management skills. It involves uncertainty and risk as well. It means that I consistently have to adapt my identity and skills to deal with all sort of situations. Now in the 21st century, being employed in a job is no longer the objective it was for some students. Freelancing offers a way forward for students who are keen to set up businesses of their own. Freelancing demands metacognition and emotional intelligence. Freelancers don't just sell skills, they also sell decisions making, time management, and learning agility. Freelancing involves metacognition. The most important metacognition skills to learn as a freelancer are knowing how to learn best, how to communicate well, and how to contribute well to a wide range of projects. Yet my secondary and high school classrooms focus too much on students complying with teacher instruction, and little time is given to encouraging learners to reflect on how they learn best, how they communicate, and how they can work well in a team. I taught in large schools for over 24 years. I frequently had to issue and mark time tests that reinforced short-term memory over deep processing. I taught a curriculum. I taught a curriculum that needed to be completed in a specific period. Emotional literacy and self-evolution or often bolted on rather than embedded into topics. It was only rarely, it was only rarely, Oh, me. Oh, Allah. Rarely, 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 rarely. Sorry.
Rarely.
Rarely, rarely,
Rarely.
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 rarely, rarely,
Rarely.
rarely, 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 rarely. This is the important, bro. Reading is important because you have to say it out loud if you want to speak in English without any stalking point. I mean, without any stop. So yeah, you need to, I mean, without thinking about pronunciation. If you read for 6 months for 2 hours a day, then I think it will build your pronunciation and it will build your, I mean, speed of speaking in English. I think it will build you, man. I think that I'm saying right now, this progress, I think I should read more. It will help me to build this mouth movement to speak in English quickly, I mean, fastly. I mean, it will improve my, you know what I'm meaning. Reading is important right now. Reading is important. Learn pronunciation and then reading. Read. It will build your muscle memory, mouth movement, mouth placement. It will build your muscle, you know. That's why you can speak fluently in your mother language, because you speak you speak a lot, bro, in your day. So just you need to speak in English whole day. So you don't have option, then you need to just read the English whole day and understand what they're saying in those articles. Rarely it happens. 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 Reading is important, bro. Reading is important. Reading in English is important for speaking in English. Reading is important for speaking in English. Best of luck. Can you see that one? Okay, wherever. Rarely. It was only rarely. It was only rarely. Did you see? I'm talking while I'm reading. It was only rarely. 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 It was only rarely that I had the opportunity to plan projects. Usually at the end of the it was only rarely that I had the opportunity. It was only rarely that I had the opportunity to plan projects, usually at the end of term, that got my students thinking. In STEM, science, technology, engineering, and maths projects, I was teaching to a group of 13 and 14 years olds. 13 and 14 years olds students were given basic materials and asked to build a bridge over a scale model of a valley. The bridge had to be able to withstand the force of an average car crossing it. Once students had finished building the bridge out of matchsticks and glue, with varying degrees of success, I asked the students, if you were hired tomorrow to solve these problems for a client, how would you approach it differently? How would you approach it differently? That caused a shift in their mindset. Suddenly, it was not just an academic exercise, as now it involved the real world. I hoped that the question would spark a train of thought about the best design they could come up with, how they could show their client that this was the best design for the task. This shaped for academic exercise through real-world application created a brief glimpse of a freelance mindset for the students. I've found that the basic skills needed for that are autonomy, self-awareness, and value creation. A glimpse of student potential. I like to introduce and develop freelance mindset to my students whenever I had an opportunity to do so. During the morning registration period, I sometimes had 30 minutes to fill twice a week with an ACAD activity. I was lucky at that time to be in a school where the morning activity was left up to me. I decided to do a series of short lessons spread out over a few weeks on how to set up and run a shop or cafe selling cakes. I gave students a task to complete. They had to respond to a client's request for a presentation and pitch about their bakery business. There were 6 students in the class aged 15 and 16 years old. I divided them into 2 groups of 4 students. A student named Tasha, who wasn't usually interested in doing much in the 30-minute form period, stepped up to take on the leadership of the task. She led her team, adjusted timelines, handled feedback, and delivered a great presentation. It turned out that her parents ran a cafe and she was able to delve deeper into how cake shop could be run. She shared that knowledge with other students and gave them instructions and feedback on what needed to be in the presentation. How to pronounce cafe? It's cafe or caf? Cafe, like cafe maybe.
Cafe.
Cafe. At cafe. "8 weeks later, after a great presentation given by all of the students, she said, this was stressful, but it felt real. I figured out how to talk to people who were interested in a business. She had stumbled on a key freelancing skill of translating creativity into value for a client. I thought that the successful completion of this task was giving them soft skills, building their resilience and research skills as well as their communication skills. Core competencies schools rarely name but freelancers need. In those lessons, there are some more core freelance mindset skills that I was trying to get across to those students. Learners should be encouraged to go through their work, finding the best parts of it, and building on those. They could use a variety of tools to reflect on their achievements, what they need to do improve, and to keep a showcase of their successes. Students need to know how to manage the ebb and flow of freelancing. As a freelancer, I don't always have regular work. The amount of work I have can vary from week to week and mouth to mouth work comes and goes. So in between work, learners need to have a plan to upskill, move the business forward, review customer needs, and work on business paperwork. Schools could offer flexible assessments or independent learning projects which scaffold check-ins at different times of the year. From managing client expectations to collaboration, freelancers need to develop emotional intelligence and the soft skills to work with a variety of clients. So group work in school needs to include task sharing and how to coach a team to work well with different types of clients. Role play scenarios, budgeting exercises, and mocking freelance contracts can help students to consolidate this learning. Some things that holds schools back. I think that I was one of a few teachers taking this approach to teaching freelancing in my school. Later on, when a few students were aged 17, they were able to learn about the principles of business in a separate class. But for me, giving students the chance to explore freelancing skills at a younger age was important. In most schools, the emphasis is on achieving outcomes for students that can be measured. Giving students an assessment on freelancing doesn't quit work. It's a personal journey for them, and there aren't any consistent measurable outcomes for all. Freelancers need to experiment and appreciate that risks must be taken in order for business to grow. That sort of thinking is difficult to measure in school. Real life isn't broken into hourly blocks, but school timetable are. So schools would need to think about how to schedule a freelancing curriculum so that students can have time to complete important tasks and learn more realistically about the world of freelancing. Freelance work draws on several different subjects. A freelance illustrator, for example, needs psychological, business, art, and tech. Most schools teach these schools separately. Perhaps schools could find a way to give students a way to bring those skills together in a project. Many students leave school without knowing a lot about how the world of finance works. So these skills would need to be integrated carefully into a freelancing curriculum. What a freelancing ready project could look like. Assuming a school could commit to running a freelancing course, then I think it could be look something like this. Students run simulated micro businesses, developing branding, client relationships, and adaptive services. Reflection replaces rote feedback. What did I learn about myself in this project? Credits are earned for showcasing work publicly. Podcasts, blogs, art installations, well-being, and self-management are very much a part of the project. Preparing students to be lifelong learners with the flexibility to reinvent themselves is a skill that I would like to help students develop for themselves. But students also would need to understand that freelancing can offer freedom, but it also demands emotional resilience. The inconsistency of income, risk of burnout, and social isolation are real. The inconsistency of income, risk of burnout, and social isolation are real. If schools only romanticize the be your own boss narrative, they risk misleading students. Schools offering learners choices for learning. Schools offering learners choices for learning. Preparing students to freelance isn't just about teaching self-promotion or entrepreneurship. It's about cultivating a mindset that includes strengthens skills in being adaptable, self-reflection, bouncing back from failure, and being able to work well with others. By reimagining school as a launchpad, educators can empower students to explore diverse futures, where the 9 to 5 is one of several options, not a default. Education is in the 21st century gives educators the opportunity to give learners tools to successfully navigate the paths that lie ahead of them. In the freelance world, everyone writes their own job description, and schools can and should help them find the pen. Thanks for reading. Educate. It's a great reading stuff, man. Oh, reading. I have to read always. I think I should read always. Should I read another one? Alpha School's other story wasn't in the Times. How to learn how to wake up at 5. Okay, let's learn. How to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. An unconventional, compassionate guide to becoming an early bird. Oh man, we do it, man. We do that. We Muslims do that every single day. I mean, not every Muslim. I mean, who is true Muslim, man? Not who is the name of Muslim. I mean, whose name just Muslim. I mean, he can call himself Muslim. I mean, who practice Islam? They really wake up at morning, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. That's it. That's their time to wake up. And I do that things. I do, but I do often. Right, I try to do. I mean, right now I can wake up at 4:30 a.m. I do it. I do that, man. I thought I was destined to be a night owl for forever. I'm no stranger to reading about the benefits of waking up early or having the same sleeping routine. All of us have probably read this at some point in our lives. I'm in my final semester of university, so the past few years of my life have been absolute chaos. I have classes some days, work other days, and have free time on special rare days. Having a routine seemed impossible, but a few months ago I started reading Haruki Murakami's novels. My favorite is Norwegian Wood. Inspired by Murakami's fascinating prose, I've researched him a lot. I found this gem in 2004 interview he did. I found this gem in a 2004 interview he did. When I'm in a writing mood for a novel, I get up at 4 a.m. and work for 5 to 6 hours in the afternoon. I run for 10 kilometers or swim for 1500 meters. 1500 swim for 1500 meters? Then I read a bit and listen to some music. I go to bed at 9 p.m. I keep to this routine every day without variation. But what's your job? How do you earn money, bro? The reputation itself becomes the important thing. It's a form of mesmerism. I mesmerize myself to reach a deeper state of mind. But hold to such a reputation for so long, 6 months to a year, requires a good amount of mental and physical strength. In that sense, writing a long novel is like survival training. Physical strength is as necessary as artistic sensitivity. There is something about the way Murakami talks about this, his routine, that moved him. This part in particular stood out to me. The reputation itself becomes the important thing. It's a form of mesmerism. What's the mesmerism is? Mesmerism means, okay, it's called mesmerism means the therapeutic system of mesmerism. Shongbedon Mohamada. What does it mean, mesmerism? Animal magnetism? What is it? Mesmerism.
Mesmerism.
Oh man, it doesn't have that much. Mesmerism has been a part of my life since I was a child. It's the sense I have every time I established a new habit. I mesmerized myself as a kid to brush my teeth every day in the morning. As an adult, I have mesmerized myself be healthy by exercising regularly. I have mesmerized myself to reflect on my life by adding a journaling routine. A surge of motivation struck me Knowing I had done a similar task in the past, I could become an early bird by mesmerizing myself. For the past 3 months, I've successfully transitioned into being an early bird. I go to sleep at 9 p.m. on average 6-9 nights a week. I currently wake up between 5 to 5:30 a.m. naturally. I might continue experimenting with waking up even earlier, but I'm happy with my current routine and don't wanna put too much pressure on myself. After all, it's healthy to get 9 hours of sleep, isn't it? Yes, it is. I've tried to become an early bird many times in my life, and this is the first time it has actually worked. Here's what this process of mesmerizing myself looked like, and also a few words about what doesn't work. What really worked was more gentle than you might expect. Consider this, then, a compassionate guide to waking up early. Clarify your purpose for waking up early. We do it. We clarify our purpose. Why I wanna wake up early? If I wake up early, I will pray further. That's the main goal, the main purpose. And other things, I will be healthy. That's the thing. That's why I need to go to bed early at night, 9 p.m. Okay. Wake up before everyone else is tough. If you don't have a reason to do it, you won't do it. Yeah, you cannot do it. You won't be able to do it. I don't just mean purpose in the sense that you want to wake up to do something. Of course, you are going to wake up very early to do something probably productive, but you need to purpose that extends past a basic task. I'm about to graduate from university, and I'm about to enter arguably the most important years of my life, years where I'll have both money and freedom. If I ever want a chance at escaping at 9-5, I have to do something now. Working in the morning is easier than working at night, so I need to set up my habits now, so I can be living that life later. You might already have a purpose, but if you don't try running a 5 whys analysis, otherwise known as root cause analysis, to do the 5 whys. Form a problem statement. Ask the question, why is or does your problem statement. Use your answer as the next problem statement. Keep asking why until you have asked it 5 or more times. Example, I wanna wake up at 5 a.m. every day. Why do you want to wake up at 5 every day? Because of my pleasure of Allah. For sake of Allah, I want more time to be productive. Why do you want to be more productive? Why do you want to be more productive? I want to practice writing. Why do you want to practice writing? I want to write books. Why do you want to write books? I want to have a career doing something creative. Why do you want to have a career doing something creative? I imagine it to be the most fulfilling thing someone can do in their career. Starting with a smaller problem and going deep to find the root cause helps you gain a better understanding of what you really want. It will help you understand if waking up is part of solution to your problem. Waking up early gives you few hours every day in the morning where nobody else is going to disturb you. That's all it's for most of us. For me though, that's an important part of my solution to escaping 9 to 5 route and doing work I love. Understand what you gain and lose. When I first tried to become an early riser, I didn't consider what I have to give up. I failed because I wasn't willing to give up the things I enjoyed, like my weekday social life. I would go out, say I would wake up early despite getting home late, and until ultimately, I would wake up early despite getting home late, and ultimately wake up late. If you accept what you lose upfront, you won't keep trying to hold on to it when it's gone. But let's be optimistic and start with what you will gain. What you gain being an early bird means you get a few hours every day to do whatever you want. It's like nobody else will wake up to disturb you. You can paint, start a business, write anything you want. Your prefrontal cortex is most active right after waking up, making it optimal creativity. I've noticed I write much faster in the morning than at any other time in the day. Looking at the habits of famous writers, a lot of them have figured it out too. Most authors write in the morning. It's a big win, a few hours of solitude with your most creative self. What do you lose? Bro, most of Muslim scholars, every Muslim scholars wake up at morning, bro. There is no freelance. Wake up early doesn't give you extra time. It takes off time you would otherwise have at night, unless you sleep less, which is bad idea. If you sleep less, you either won't be able to wake up early and become a night owl again, or you will be sleep deprived and unproductive throughout the day. In reality, I lost time since I started waking up early. I used to sleep for 6 hours and wake up from urgency to get up and get to work. I cannot do that when I'm waking up early because there is no urgency for me to get up of bed. I'm weak, so I sleep for 8 hours. Otherwise, the temptation to stay in bed would be too much. I've lost around 2 hours every day. I feel rested throughout the day. Running out of time. I finish work at 5 a.m. Haha, 9:05. That means I have 4 hours after work before I sleep. But there are a few things I need to do within that time. Compute, cook and eat, exercise, wind down. That adds me up to 4 hours. There is no time left to do anything else. Of course, these activities don't always take an hour each, but you get the point. Winding down is especially important for me. I tried a lot of ways to get around it, but I ended up not being able to sleep. To keep my sanity, I have dinner with my friends on days I don't exercise. Still, there's a limited time I can spend with them, around 2 hours. It feels like I'm living in a box, but I cannot stay. It's all been bad. Being able to keep up this habit makes me feel eccentric and in some way special. I used to watch the life of bodybuilders and wonder how they do it. All they do is eat, train, and sleep. They don't do anything else. Now understand them. There's a sense of purpose that comes with living in a box. You may you're disciplining yourself for a goal. Give yourself 1 day off per week. I have found that if I mess up my sleep schedule 1 day a week, I can still maintain it throughout the week. I tried sleeping late 2 or 3 days a week. It didn't work, but one seems to be okay. I love going out at night, so I've given myself 1 day a week, usually Friday. to hang out with friends for longer. If this is something you need to do to wake up early, I suggest you set rules for it too. You are less likely to fail with disciplined chaos than pure chaos. Give yourself one day a week where you are allowed to break the rules to mitigate what you feel you are losing. Compare the benefits with the cost. Ask yourself these two questions. What will I gain with this extra time in the morning? What will I lose with the lost time at night? What will I lose with the lost time at night? Then ask yourself, do benefits outweigh the costs? If they don't, then there's probably no point in waking up early. If they do, there are few things that helped me that will probably help you. Focus on sleeping time. When I told myself I was going to wake up at 5 a.m. no matter what, I failed. I would do it. If I slept too late, I'd do it. If I stayed out at night, I would do it. If I stayed up studying. This didn't work. I don't know what I was trying to do by trying to cheat the system, thinking my willpower was enough. This might work for people who have this habit already, but if you're starting out, focusing on one thing, sleeping time. Get enough sleep. A common mistake people make is thinking they can sleep same amount as usually do. For example, I only slept for 6 hours before, so I thought that I could sleep for 6 hours and still wake up early. This doesn't work because end up sleeping in. It's unlikely you have any willpower when it's pitch black outside. For the best chances at waking up early, set a goal for 8 hours of sleep. I want to wake up at 5 a.m. So my sleeping time is 9 p.m. Sleep more than needed when you start. When I started, I didn't set up my alarm at 5 a.m. I set no alarm at all. With drastic changes to your sleep schedule, you are going to need some time to adjust. You initially need more sleep. You have the rest of your life to wake up early. Spend some time now getting the habit into your routine. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Waking up early means waking up when it's still dark. Give your body some time to adjust to the darkness. It took me about a week. It might be longer to shorter for you. I naturally wake up early every day. Now I can successfully wake up at 5 a.m. every day. Don't try to change everything. You can introduce too much change to your life at once. Changing your sleeping pattern is a big change. I know you wanna wake up, do something productive right now, right way. You wanna do all amazing things you couldn't do before. Be patient. If you don't, you are not going to be able to do anything amazing things at all. You can change too much at once. If it helps to get some empathy, imagine the life of someone who seriously needs help. An archetype would be the 30-year-old child who still lives in his parents' basement and plays video games all day. If you were giving him life advice, it would be something like get a job, fix your diet, go to gym every day, read books, go do a side project. Can you imagine how they would do that? They can't do all of these things at once. If you told them to change everything at once, it would be so overwhelming. They would stay in their old habits. You would have more compassion for them and help them make those changes over time. I think that's the important part everyone's life. So if you want to change your life, just change with one thing. I mean, it started with one thing. Slowly you'll see. You can sense. You will see almost everything has fixed. You know, like first, you know, it didn't. I mean, when we born, after that, when we first, I mean, speak out what we speak. I mean, what we say when we first start speaking. First thing, mama, dada. I mean, we started from small things, not at once. Oh, speak whole language because he born in that language. I mean, in that country where that. I mean, what you know what I mean? That's the amazing thing. So yeah, you have to fix your life with one by one. Like, you know, I'm gonna give you an example for prayers. If you're not praying but you wanna pray, start with one prayer, then two. After a few days, you hit one prayer every single day, then start another one, hit another one. So two for a few days, 1 week, then three, and then number 3 week you will do that 3 prayer times. I mean 3 times a day. I mean slowly you have to improve, you know, like how I've got this language, how I have got this, I mean how I've learned that much English language, because slowly I consumed, I've learned, now I can think differently in my head through English. So it built up from one thing, not everything, you know. I can barely fix my diet and go to gym at the same time, and I would like to consider myself a healthily integrated member of society. Similarly, you should only change one thing that at a time. You should only change one thing at a time. For now, focus on getting to sleep early, that's all. Slowly increase your productivity as you go. If your goal is to get work done in the morning, start by doing 30 minutes of work, then an hour, and so on. Oh man, I'm gonna have to finish, bro. Have fun in the morning when you start. If there's a day you wake up feeling super motivated, ready to work, then by all means do it. But if you don't feel motivated at the start, just have fun. I spent around 2 weeks waking up in the morning and watching TV shows, YouTube or Twitch streams. It was actually fun watching stuff when nobody else was around. Eventually I was ready to work. Trust me. You will eventually be ready to do work. There's no way you are going to wake up every morning to mess around for the rest of your life. If your goal is to be productive, it'll feel like such a waste. Choose a morning routine. Even after waking up early for months, I still have trouble getting out of bed without my morning routine. I tried to skip it a few times. I tried to skip it a few times, but it felt wrong. As if my morning routine is part of the process of waking up. A morning routine not only prepares you for the day, but it mesmerizes you. Before my routine, I'm groggy and tired. After, I'm excited and awake. It's the closest time to magic I've found. It's like my brain is telling me now that you've completed the first task of the day. You are ready to wake up. I journal for my morning routine. Specifically, I do morning pages. It's an exercise from Julia Cameron's Artist Way, where you write a 3 long head passes without stopping to think. It's designed to unblock artists by teaching them the perfection isn't necessary to create. Instead of 3 or 4 pages, I do 4 or 5 pages. 5 pages. I don't know. It's a page number. I mean, page size. This one is page size. I don't know if they're the same amount, but the exact amount of words you write doesn't matter. It's pretty close though. I keep a journal pen next to my bed. They're the first thing I touch after turning the lights on after waking up. A routine that suits me. You might already have a morning routine or have one in mind you wanna try. Or you could also do morning pages. Here are some other practices I recommend for morning routines. Meditation, so yoga, making tea or coffee. The actually routines doesn't matter, at least for waking up. You will get up or different benefits from different routines, but goal is to help you wake up. You wanna teach your body what to do when you wake up. You want to teach your body what to do when you wake up. What to do when you wake up. Get an alarm that works for you. If there is one piece of advice with alarms I would give, it's this. Don't use an alarm to wake you up. Instead, use it as an insurance policy. When you first started using alarms, I used them to try cheat sleep. When you use alarms this way, you end up waking up groggy, tired, because you didn't get enough sleep in the first place. If you don't want to end up hating your alarm, make sure you set the time after you wanna wake up. I set it 8.5 hours after my bedtime and I wake up without it. Experiment with alarms. If you haven't experimented with alarms before, you should. Different alarms suit different people. Do a quick Google search for alarms. There are all sorts of alarms out there. There are smart alarms that only work if you step out of your bed, and even phone apps where someone calls you to wake up. The latter would never work for you, but I can see it working for someone very social. If you don't wanna do your own research, I have a recommendation for you. Try a lighter alarm. I use a light alarm. A light alarm wakes you up with light before it wakes you up with sound. It starts shining a light 30 minutes before the time you set and slowly gets brighter and brighter. This is useful for early birds because it's dark early in the morning. I set it at 5:30 am. হ্যালো বলেন কোন জায়গা যাই কি করমু দুপুরে গেলে হবে না দুপুরে গেলে হবে না না করছিস দুপুরে গেলে হবে না হ্যাঁ ওই তো নিয়ে যার পাবি নাকি আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে আপনি কল দিচ্ছি পরে If you don't wanna do research, I have a recommendation for you. Try a light alarm. I use a light alarm. A light alarm wakes you up with light before it wakes you up with sound. Before it wakes you up with sound. It starts shining a lazy 30 minutes before the time you set and slowly gets brighter and brighter. This is useful for early birds because it's darker early in the morning. I set it at 5:30 a.m., which means it starts shining at 5 a.m. I never wake up to the sound. I always wake up to the light. It hasn't been easy to create this habit. But since I've made sure I get enough sleep first, the light is enough. I never have a jarring sound wake me up. Here's the link. Sleep without your phone. If you want a chance at being productive in the morning, you can sleep with your phone. It's already hard to wake up before everyone else. Do not make it harder for yourself by giving yourself easy access to addictive stimuli while you are in bed. A boring sleeping environment. Make your sleeping বলেন কোন শুনিনি দেরি হবে পরে শুনিচ্ছি থামেন Making your sleep environment as boring as possible. You don't want to have any excitement before you sleep or after you wake up. The most common culprit of entertainment is in bed is the phone. If you have something else that you love you use in bed like a tablet, I suggest you have that away too. There are two goals this achieves: improves sleep, helps with getting out of bed. No way around it. Before I put my phone in other room, I consistently checked it in the bed. I would message my friends. I would check every social media app I had. I would watch YouTube to sleep. I thought it was good because I kept doing it. I was so used to falling asleep with entertainment. As long as your phone within reach as long as your phone is within reach when you wake up, there is an incredible temptation to use it in bed. I don't know about you, but I've stayed in bed for hours mucking around on my phone. I have no self-control at all, so I control my environment. Put your phone in another room. It's a simple idea, but not easy. It feels like you're giving away your baby, but its resistance is good. It means you're killing an addiction. Choose a room with a place to charge your phone. This could be the living room, kitchen, or in my case, a study room. Leave your phone there in the morning. Check it after you have left your bed, not before. Use melatonin as insurance. I've left the most controversial for last. If you don't want to take any substance, you can skip this section. Melatonin is a natural hormone that regulates the sleep wake up cycle. Your body produces it at night to help you sleep, but you can also take it as a pill. You can get it in the United States without prescription. Since melatonin is found in some foods, the US Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act of 1994 allows it to be sold as a dietary supplement. Literally. What a I don't know about that, but we don't need, I mean, I don't consume this I mean, I don't take this supplement doses. 2001 study found that the ideal doses is okay. Forget about the dietary supplement. Don't use it, I think, for me. If you have any problem, just check up the doctor. I mean, go to doctor and check up yourself, and then the doctor will give you prescription. Regulate your sleep schedule. If you don't get sleep on time consistently, melatonin isn't going to save you. Try to cheat the system, it didn't work. Nevertheless, something's going to fail. You might sleep too late, you might have a coffee too late in the day, you might wake up in the afternoon, have trouble sleeping early. I fail, I'm not perfectly disciplined monk. When it happens, I take melatonin, even though melatonin isn't considered as an active. Okay, melatonin, okay, it has finished, man. It's finished. I finished it, bro. Goodbye. I finished it. Okay, he's talking about melatonin, man. Okay, melatonin supplement. Be cautious. There is no evidence melatonin has a dangerous effect, but you can build up a tolerance for it. My recommendation is to use melatonin when you mess up your sleep schedule, can't get sleep at your bedtime because you are too awake, but don't allow that to happen too often. I mean, take it, melatonin, but not immediately. First, get advice from doctor. I said a lot of about sleepy. That's because of waking up early, sleeping early, and it isn't easy to sleep early. There are sacrifices to be made. If you are willing to make them, you can become an early bird. There are glamorous parts to waking up early. You get to be productive. You get the feeling and accomplishing something before anybody else does. You get hours of solitude in a solitude deprived, technology focused world. I love it. I love it, bro. His name is Brian. Yeah, he's an Asian. I have meditated twice a day for past 6 months. How to integrate morning routine into your life. The Netflix and YouTube diet that changed my life. The Secret Club, people who read on public transport. I wrote a viral article and it motivated me. Viral article? It's motivated you?